You've had an impressive career journey, leading both global and regional teams. You've always delivered no matter how tough the conditions, and you've stayed loyal to your employer. But now, while your company is announcing restructuring, promotions, and the new strategic hires, you're not one of them, and it's starting to feel like you are being left behind. But around you, there are downsizing, budget cuts, hiring freezes. More and more middle management layers are disappearing. You are seeing your colleagues losing their team and becoming individual contributor or even let go. And yes, you are busy, your agenda is full, and you are still performing, but somehow it feels like you are moving backwards. Now, if you feel that way, you are not alone, because across industries from pharma to automotive to consumer goods, leadership layers are being reshaped. Bayer, for example, one of the world's largest pharmaceutical players, they are cutting 12,000 jobs to flatten decision-making and move faster. P&G are realigning as well. They are cutting roughly 7,000 corporate roles to focus on core strength. And Volkswagen is streamlining with plans to restructure over 35,000 German positions. These are not random moves. They are signs that the corporate landscape is changing. And if your next career goal is to become vice president, senior vice president, general manager, or C-suite, the real question is, how do I keep growing when the path to C-suite keeps changing and there's no playbook? The truth is, reorganization don't just remove roles, they also reveal gaps. And the people who rise are the ones who see what's really happening and respond strategically. So in this video, we'll get into these 3 biggest unspoken reasons high performers get sidelined and how you can use this moment to level up instead. And if you're new here, I'm Tiffany Cheng. I've been there myself. I was stuck in global director roles for 8 years, and I worked in a cyclical industry that went through constant ups and downs. I've seen what happens in every phase: growth, hiring freeze, budget cuts, reorganization, and I know what it feels like to keep showing up and still feel like you are being overlooked. And eventually I landed 2 vice president roles by mid-30s at the 2 largest Swedish companies by market cap, one based in Europe and another one in Asia, because I learned how to grow through reorganization. And if you have not explored this channel yet, in this channel we talk everything about advance your career from middle management to senior executive roles, especially if you work in global and complex organizations. First, let's talk about one of the most overlooked reasons high-performing leaders get downgraded or even managed out during a reorganization. That is, they're politically unaware or worse, completely isolated. And I don't mean office gossips or agree with your manager even if you actually disagree. I'm talking about leaders who are so focused on performance they completely miss the power dynamics shaping their future. And you know the type. Maybe this is you. You lead your team well. You deliver, you don't complain. You are the one people rely on. Your KPIs are strong. Your team is happy and you get things done. You are even told that you are a high performer or a top talent. You are consistent, you're trustworthy, even you are very respected in the company. But when reorgs happen, these strengths alone are not enough. Because here's what really happens. The organization chart gets smaller. Budget shrinks, influence shifts from one leader to another. And for the people who are deciding that new structure, they are not comparing the performance reports. They are sitting in closed-door meetings asking, who gets it? Who do we trust? Who can help us drive what's next? If your name does not come up in that room because no one thinks of you, you get left out of the conversation and you don't get promoted. You get re-leveled or sidelined. It doesn't happen because you've done anything wrong because of your performance or your experience. It happens because you were invisible, outside your silo. And this happens most to leaders who believe their work, their KPI, their performance should speak for itself. They think staying out of politics is a badge of honor. But here's the truth. Visibility is not vanity. It's career insurance. So if you have been doing a great job under the radar, here's what I really want you to know. So no, you do not need to play games, but you do need to stop assuming your performance will speak for itself. It will not. Performance does not speak. People speak. So here's where to start. You want to make yourself known across the organization, not just inside your lane, your function, and your region. If the only people who know your value report to you or is your manager, that's a risk. If the decision makers don't know what you do, or worse, they think they do, but they are wrong, now you've got work to do. You want to start connecting your work to what matters to the top. Enterprise impact. strategic risk, and future growth. Show that you are already thinking like the next level up. In reorgs, people don't rise by accident. They rise because someone at the table brings up their names and advocate for them. And that only happens when you are known, trusted, and aligned with the future of the business, not just your function. During a reorganization, no one's handing out medals for hard work. They're handing out roles and offers based on trust, visibility, and future fit leadership. If you are not in that equation, your future gets decided without you. Now let's go to mistake number 2. That is overexposure, but without readiness. This is a mistake that I see all the time, but it's on the flip side. It's what I call visibility without readiness. This usually happens when high-performing leaders realize they've been too quiet for too long, and they try to fix it by becoming highly visible fast. They start scheduling skip-level meetings. They ask for time with senior executives. They want to be seen. Yes, the intention is good. They want to be seen. They want to grow. They want to contribute more. But the execution, that's where it falls apart. So what does that look like in real life? They get the meeting with the skip-level manager, but they treat it like a pitch. They try to sell themselves. They walk in with talking points to pitch themselves, like they present a project report or something. What they've delivered, what roles they want next. They focus on themselves. It's not that they're wrong, it's that they are misaligned. And misalignment at that level doesn't build trust. It raises red flags. After the meeting, the senior leader walks away thinking they don't understand how decisions are made here. Or worse, you're left a perception that you are pushing for more than what you're ready for. These are not egotistical people. They are humble, they're driven, they care. They've been told you need to be visible, but no one told them how to be visible in a way that actually works. So they confuse visibility with self-pitch. They go into high-level rooms without fully understanding the power dynamics and how decisions are shaped. They talk, they pitch instead of connecting strategically. They focus on what they are ready for. During a reorganization, when thousands of jobs, the demotion, the promotion are on the line, tensions are higher, and people are scanning for who gets it and who doesn't. So when you show up meeting a senior executive unprepared to speak the language of strategy, alignment, and business risk, it doesn't position you as ready. It positions you as tone deaf. Now here's what you need to do. Before you ask for visibility, build your positioning. Don't chase excess, build context. Understand what matters to the people you want to be seen by. What are they trying to solve? What matters to them in this new structure? And then if you do get the meeting, make it about that, not you. Use the conversation to contribute, not to pitch. You want to be known as someone who understands the business, not just someone who wants a better job. Because people always remember who showed up unprepared. I know you are prepared, but you are not prepared for the context I just mentioned. The next mistake is loyalty to the wrong leaders. Now, this mistake happens to smart, seasoned professionals all the time. You are top talent. You are in a succession plan. You build strong relationships. You've earned trust. You've had a senior leader who backed you for multiple promotions throughout your career. Someone who pulled you into the next opportunities. Someone who saw your potential before others did. And because of that relationship, you have grown. And of course, you have been loyal. You've stayed close to that leader, even as the leadership dynamics started shifting. But here's the part no one warns you about. When that leader's power fades, yours often goes with it. In a reorganization, influence moves fast, and suddenly the person who used to advocate for you is in a different role or sidelined themselves, or they're no longer invited to the room where the real decisions are being made. But you are still seen as part of their world, and whether you realize it or not, your label can keep you out of the future structure. And maybe deep down, you're flexible. You're not married to the old way of doing things, but that's not how you are being perceived. It's perception. You are viewed as someone tied to a previous era, a previous organizational model, a previous agenda. And in moments like that, this is disconnection. When your loyalty stays fixed on a person instead of the evolving business, you get labeled even if it's unfair. You are not excluded because of your performance or your potential. You are just not included anymore in the inner circle because the people who are now shaping the structure don't see you as part of the new system. Now, I'm not telling you to turn your back on the people who have supported you, but if you want to stay relevant, you have to be aligned with the business, not just one person. Company reorganizations are not just about structure, they're about proximity to power. So when the center of the gravity shifts, you have to shift with it. If any of this part resonated with you, if you have ever felt stuck even while performing, or you're worried about being left behind in the next reorganization, here's what I want you to know. Every company is different. The stakeholders are not the same. They may span different geographies and business units, and your company culture and the way of working is unique. That's why there is no one-size-fits-all playbook. To find the path that's tailored to your situation and who you are, I invite you to book a free strategy call. On the call, we will take a deeper look at your circumstances, your goal, and the shifts happening in your organization. And on the call, we will evaluate if we are the right fit to work together and how I can help you in navigating this moment with clarity and a clear plan. You can find the link in the description below, and there's a pre-qualifying process to make sure there's a good fit. Now watch this video and learn the truth about corporate job title. Move up or move out. I'll see you there.